Live from the Cherry Bomb Studios, this is the Anime Cherry Bomb, the greatest anime podcast named Anime Cherry Bomb. As always, this is your host, the fossil dad, Aaron, along with my prehistoric brother from another mother, Jay. Jay, how's it going?
It's going good, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing pretty swell today.
Yeah.
Let's cut the chit chat. Let's get straight into.
No topic today.
No topic today.
Yeah, nothing. Really
Another slow news week.
Yeah.
I have an idea for next week, but let's
we'll save that for next week.
Save it for next week. I don't want to just spring it up on you. It's a good question, so we can discuss it later.
All right.
So like as I said, let's jump into this week's anime, which is Flint the Time Detective.
All right. This is the anime that I chose this week. So you want me to do the synopsis?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. So Flint the Time Detective is about a cave boy named Flint who was recently resurrected into the 25th century. Having supernatural strength and appetite, he is recruited to be a time detective, a detective that goes to different time periods in search of creatures with extraordinary abilities called time shifters to protect the very fabric of time. With the help of his father Rocky, who's been fashioned into a stone axe due to an error in the resurrection process, and new friends Sarah and Tony Goodman, Flint must fight off the evil Petrofina, who is also after the time shifters, so that she can give them to her boss, the Dark Lord, so that he can plunge the world into darkness, or something along those lines. Will Flint be able to save all the time shifters and save the very tapestry of time? We'll see.
Good. So
I actually wrote that synopsis.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have a lot of mixed feelings about this anime.
Yeah.
Before we jump into actually, go ahead. You want to go throw the facts out first, and then we can
do the facts.
And then we can
just go off some of the facts. Yeah.
We can go general topics.
All right. So Flint the Time Detective is a children's anime. I don't know if there's a word for that in
maybe anime.
Just an anime. And it was released in 1998. So this is a late release in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't think it was released in America until 2001.
2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
So there's 39 episodes. Amazingly, there's 39 episodes.
Oh my goodness.
And it's based on the manga by Hideki Sonoda. And he's done a lot of the Pokemon movies, Captain Tsubasa, and also, it was the manga was made by Akira Yamauchi, who's an actor.
Okay.
From what I read, I didn't see anything other than this manga that he was involved with, and manga related.
Yeah.
That's weird. So I don't know if I got the wrong person or, but he's known for movies like Godzilla versus Hedorah, and Lone Wolf and Cub. I don't know those movies.
I don't know those
they're like samurai movies and Toho stuff. So
I mean, it could be the same person, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe he just helped, like with the idea or something. I don't know. So it was directed by Hiroshi Fukutomi, who did the Art of Fighting anime, Fatal Fury movies, Captain Tsubasa again, and Doraemon movie. Which is another children's anime or manga. Yeah. Is it anime as well?
Yeah.
Okay. And the studio was Studio TAC or Group TAC. And they've done the Street Fighter movies, Grappler Baki. Have you heard of Grappler Baki? That's an older anime as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, all of their stuff, they're now, what I've seen, they're now defunct. Mm. So, like, their last anime was in 2010, I want to say, when I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
So,
Grappler Baki, I've seen it before, but I haven't watched it, but I've seen it come up on like to watch and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And it always interested me because I don't know, it's like a weird title, Grappler Baki. What is he grappling? Is he a wrestler?
I'm pretty sure, isn't it? I thought it was a wrestler anime. From the title, it sounds like a wrestler anime.
Yeah. And some of the other stuff that Group Talk has done is Gilgamesh, Beautiful Joe anime. I didn't even know there was an anime for Beautiful Joe.
I didn't know either. That's news to me.
Yeah, and I think the most modern one that I've seen is Black Blood Brothers.
Yeah, that one I was like really surprised when I saw that.
Yeah, I remember watching it. I never finished that one, but I remember watching a little bit of that one. It was okay. and it was licensed by Saban Entertainment,
which is that's Chris Saban. I'm pretty sure it's Chris Saban, the evil overlord of Power Rangers. I don't know if you knew that about him or not.
I wrote down something about Power Rangers. Well, about the Saban Entertainment. It's an American Israeli television producer, which is pretty weird. Production company, I mean. And also a side note that Flint was not released in Israel for some reason. That's weird. If it was those two, American Israeli, you'd think they'd make everything that they did also in Israel, but I guess not. But they've done Samurai Pizza Cats. Have you heard of Samurai Pizza Cats? The first 3 Digimon series, Power Rangers, 1990s Marvel cartoons, Care Bears, etc. And I guess currently Sanrio owns the license of Flint. I don't know if the license is still active, but
I don't think so. If somebody is putting them on YouTube and making money off of them or whatever, and they haven't been taken down yet, then probably not.
Yeah. But it's interesting that the last person to own it is Sanrio.
Sanrio,
yeah. Out of all companies, why would they want it? To make toys? Well, the thing is, I searched on eBay for like anything related to Flint, and all I found was DVDs. Like, I couldn't find like toys or anything, because being owned by Sanrio, I would think that maybe they made toys or something.
Right. I don't know. Maybe for did they distribute the DVDs?
I don't know.
Do you know?
Maybe.
So going back to Saban, the reason why I call him the evil overlord is he holds the license to Power Rangers, and if you try to make any money off of Power Rangers, he comes after you with all the fervor. Like, he'll come and try to sue you. Even if it's
even like the old video games or something.
Yeah, so like if you try to, like, a lot of people remember a couple years ago, before the live action Power Rangers movie happened, the newer one, there was a fan made one, and Saban took that down immediately.
Oh wow!
Because he wasn't getting paid for it.
Yeah.
And if you try to make anything that's like Sentai related, even though he doesn't own the rights to Sentai, he'll try to strike you down because it's similar to Power Rangers. That's where Power Rangers comes Super Sentai.
Yeah, Super Sentai.
So if it's something Sentai even related, he'll come and try to strike you down, even though he doesn't own the rights to Sentai.
Really?
Yeah. And he's kind of I don't know if you ever heard the word like a patent troll.
No.
In a way. So it's like, even though he doesn't own the rights, he'll try to sue you, and he has the money to sue you. So
yeah.
And people just like are afraid because they want to get sued, even though he doesn't own the rights. No one wants to challenge him. But enough about Saban.
Okay, so this anime was produced by Nihon Ad Systems, which is they done Neon Genesis Evangelion, My Little Monster, Fruits Basket, Yu-Gi-Oh, School Babysitter. That's one of the ones.
High School Babysitter right now. Yeah.
And Prince of Tennis. So they actually have a lot more animes that they've produced.
That's a really good list of anime.
When I looked them up, they had like a laundry list of anime that they've been involved in. So, have you even heard of Nihon Ad Systems? No?
Well, like, I know there's like a bunch of different producers on one anime project.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's one anime project that I want to do sometime in the future, and there's like 4 or 5 producers went into one anime. Wow. And you can tell like how much money is put into it just by the art style of the anime. You can tell.
Okay. So I couldn't really find anything about the English opening. So did you find anything about
No.
How'd you feel about the English opening?
That was probably... I miss dub opening so much. And I think that's the theme for me this podcast is how, like, not old it made me feel, but like the nostalgic value of a bad dub.
Yeah.
Is like just like the theme song just reminded me of like the Yu-Gi-Oh theme song or like any of the Digimon theme songs.
Oh yeah, Metabots.
Metabots,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm pretty sure it had to. There had to be some kind of in-house people they used that.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking is that Saban Entertainment did it because they also did some of the openings for other animes, like they did some of Dragon Ball Z.
So maybe that's.
Yeah, I think it might have been them because they did Dragon Ball Z. They did I think Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah.
And another one.
It has because there's too
And
many
Digimon.
similar.
I think they did Digimon
Like,
as
there's
well.
too many similar like voices in those theme songs for it not to be something in common, you know?
Yeah. Oh, they also did Inspector Gadget.
No, yeah, that's true.
All right, that's all I have for some of the facts that we have. You want to go straight into the topics?
Yeah, we can go straight in there. So, oh wait, so there's no cross media, so.
Oh yeah, it would have been
manga.
nice if there was.
Oh, that'd been really cool. But like you
Yeah.
said, like it would be cool if there were like toys
Yeah.
or like just any apparel would have been cool.
I mean, the time shifters themselves, like they would have been cool plushes.
They had to. I would imagine you can get some Japanese
Yeah,
stuff,
I would think.
or like maybe they were like gachapon like
Oh yeah,
things because it makes too much sense not to be.
yeah. It's like because there's so many of them. They're like I would seem that somebody would want to collect all of them. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
I mean, there is money to be made.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if always there's money to be made, someone's gonna try to profit off of it.
Yeah. I would have liked to see a Flint, the Time Detective video game. That would have been cool.
Oh, that'd have been really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I guess 99, so it would have been what? Probably
Like
like a PS1 GameCube title?
Yeah, N64.
N64?
Probably
Yeah.
a late Super Nintendo, early N64 title.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Game Boy
Not Game Boy Advance. It would probably be Game Boy Color.
Color?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
everything had a Game Boy Color game back
Yeah.
in the day, so... I wouldn't be that's what I said. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a Japanese game out there, but I guess it never.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. If you know anything about a video game, just let us know. I would love to play it.
I want to bring up something from the last week you said, and it, for some reason it's been sticking on my mind all week. And it was at the end of the podcast, you're like, they evolve like Pokemon, but then they go back like Digimon.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, so you mean they evolve like Digimon and then de-Digivolve
Oh
like
yeah.
Digimon?
I guess yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
I should have worded it better.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like I was like when I was watching and it hit me again, I was like, that's pretty funny that you said that. All right, so we can go art and what someone can call cinematography.
What do you think of the art, Aaron?
It's colorful.
Yeah, it's definitely colorful. There's a lot of colors.
The,
Very, you could tell it's from the 90s.
yeah, and it's you can tell right away it is a kids anime.
Yeah.
Actually, what I really like is a lot of the shifters designs.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the shifters have really nice, like sleek designs. Not a lot of the evil con versions of the
Yeah.
shifters have that, and a lot of the master forms don't even look.
Yeah, a lot of the master forms are kind of boring.
Yeah, but the shifters themselves, like in the finale, when you get all like the shifters and like all their eggs,
Uh-huh.
like I really like also their fossils, not eggs, but
Yeah.
all their fossils look really cool, and all their beginning forms look really cool.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know, a lot of them leave like a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
The character designs are okay, I guess.
Yeah, it serves its purpose.
Oh, I was gonna say like for kids anime, or not even for a kids anime. Let's just say for an anime, the production was actually not pretty low, I guess.
Yeah.
Like later on we're getting to my favorite episode for the wrong reasons. I would say just because it's hilarious is that they use the same animation for when they're warping to different places, and just
the whole scene of like even before they start warping, it's the same. Like when they're going down.
yeah, when they're jumping on
on the dinosaur thing.
Yeah, and then Dr. Goodman telling him whatever to
yeah.
get him whatever. Oh my goodness!
Even within the same episode, like the fight scenes, they recycle some of the stuff.
Well, I mean, you can't really blame them for that. Whatever the production was, that's what they had to deal with.
Yeah.
But just remember when I bring up my favorite, that wormhole scene was comedy gold to me. I couldn't stop laughing. The cinematography, I don't know if you could say there's even any in there.
Yeah, I don't think there is any. There's some fight scenes.
It's bad.
But it's just like Flint does some sort of action, and then there's like lines to show that he's doing an action or something.
Yeah, or I was gonna say
or Rocky Hammerhead growing.
Yeah, it was the same animation.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of when people used to make fun of anime in the early 2000s. And like when people used to parody, like a lot of parodies of anime, like you can look at like anime like Kappa Mikey anime. You look at cartoons like Kappa Mikey where the whole shtick is that they're making fun of early 2000s, 90s anime, and it's like it's hilarious how much anime has grown since then.
I know, it's like a big jump from like Scum's Wish to this.
Oh my, it's I'm not gonna say it's jarring because it didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's pretty funny. Kind of jumping away from it, we can talk about the dubbing of it.
Oh yeah.
And oh my goodness,
there's a lot of like just the actors themselves. There's a lot of like names in there that are like what the hell? This person's in it?
Oh yeah. What? So the person that got me was
Tony.
No, both of them. Tony and Sarah's voice actors both got me because they're both Digimon voice actors.
Yeah, Tony is Davis,
and
from
then,
the second season.
Yeah, and then Sarah is Biomon. And then you hear, you know that it's Saban did the other
You know who
ones.
Musi is?
Who?
It's Wendy Lee.
Oh, that's Haruhi, no, isn't it? Wendy Lee is, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's Haruhi.
It's Haruhi. That's what I thought. I was like, what the?
I think Change is Stephen Blum.
Yeah, freaking Tom and Cowboy Bebop. Read his name off the top of my head right now. Spike.
Yeah. Spike, yeah.
Oh no, what's her name? Now it's gonna bug me. The main villain.
Petrofina.
Petrofina.
Her voice?
Yeah. Do you know who
I don't know
voice
who
is?
her voice is.
She's dang it, she's Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What the hell?
And then there was another one too that I was like, yo, she's still active today too.
Wow.
Her, and then Bindi. Bindi's voice actress also is from a lot of things that I was surprised when I saw it, and she's active. I think those are the only two active today. Well, of the main cast, like Steve Bloom still voice acts. Wendy Lee still voice acts.
Yeah, and Tony, he still plays Rock Lee, or that was his most recent. So he's still doing stuff.
And he's getting paid. You can't blame him.
And I love Rock Lee.
So my biggest gripe with the voice acting is also the greatest thing about the anime is like how bad it is.
Oh yeah.
And how you can see the techniques being used, or the quote unquote techniques being used by the voice actors from the writers, where it's like, oh, let's not try to fill in the mouth flaps. Let's just elongate words.
Oh yeah.
Or let's throw in a random laugh in here.
Oh yeah.
Or a random like
yeah, you could definitely
Speed Racer.
Yeah, you could definitely see stuff like that throughout the anime.
And but besides that, they're not too bad. Like, although it's a bad dub, like it's more not on the actors' part. I think the actors do what they can with it.
Yeah, I think they definitely had fun with it.
Yeah, and this is just
you could tell from the script that they had fun with it.
Yeah, I mean I've always said that writing dubs looks like it might be fun. I think writing this dub was really fun.
Yeah,
just that they're like, oh, maybe they were in the booth and they're like, oh wait, we didn't write enough for this part. Well,
yeah,
just elongate your words.
If they didn't do that, this anime probably would have been really boring.
No, like if they took it seriously.
Yeah.
Like I bet.
Like if they did a literal translation, I think it would have probably been boring.
Oh, they said that was the parts that kept me in was the voice acting of
Yeah.
what's gonna happen next.
What are they gonna say?
Like my two favorite characters in the anime, like I count them as one because their interactions together are my favorite. Are Dr. Goodman and Ms. Gray.
Oh, yeah.
Like any of the interactions together are just like pure comedy gold
Yeah.
of him just getting swerved all the time.
Yeah, him getting rejected every chance.
Oh my goodness.
Every episode there's a rejection, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Like whenever there's some episodes where there's not, there it doesn't happen, and I was like very disappointed in not watching that.
Also, another thing with the professor, like he also says like stuff when they're going into the time tunnel thing to go into another time. Yeah. Sometimes like when he didn't say something, then I was always disappointed because those were some of my favorite lines. Is when he would say like, "Oh, bring me back a T-shirt" or something.
Yeah. Oh, so we talked about it very briefly the other day, but my favorite one is when they go to Japan. And he's like, "Oh, bring me back a haiku."
Yeah.
But the funny part about that is that there wasn't a beginning to that episode, like it began already in the past. Mm-hmm. So when he sent the time shifter to go help him out, they put that part in there, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And what I see like and it's like a common anime thing. Then was they're afraid of like dead air. Like nobody saying anything. Mm-hmm. So like a lot of shots where I think where there was nothing being said, they just added more thing like explanations,
one-liner or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my favorite was like they went to Vienna and the professor was like, "Bring me back a sausage."
Yeah, a lot of the jokes are like super cheesy, and I really appreciated some of them.
Yeah, some of them I think a kid wouldn't get it. Like one of them, they went back to the year 2000, and the professor asked for a Y2K survival kit.
Yeah.
So I don't think a kid would know that,
or any of the
unless they were watching it in the year 2000 or something.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Dr. Goodman's jokes were for like adults.
Yeah.
Especially him and him and Gray.
Yeah.
Together.
Their interactions. Yeah.
Like those were like a lot of them could go over kids' heads.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite characters?
Oh, we're going into characters now? So, one of them was Tony. I like Tony.
I love Tony's voice act. Man. See, that's what I just love all the voice actors in this anime. Like, it just brought me back to a nostalgia-filled
Yeah. I also like the Old Timer.
Old Timer, he's pretty cool. I wish there was more of him.
Yeah, I wish there was more. And he's on a flying pig. It doesn't really explain why he's on a flying pig. What about you?
Like I said earlier, those two are my favorite characters. The other one I remember written down is I really love Terry.
Terry? Oh yeah, Terry.
Terry, even though like he's
Terry's spelled with a PT, as in like pterodactyl. Yeah,
that's why I like because the great pun with his name.
Yeah.
And I know I've in the past I've said like I don't like characters who are just there to move along the plot. Mm. But since this is a kids anime, I feel like that character is needed in here.
Yeah, just explaining like what time period you guys are going to and.
Yeah, and I like as like a de facto narrator almost.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, like just him the repeating of like because like Sarah's supposed to be the smart one, and every time she like says something she's not supposed to say. And he's like, "Oh, you can't say anything.
Yeah, we're not supposed to say that."
But like, it doesn't make sense because they're gonna wipe their memories at the end anyway.
I know.
Oh, another thing that kind of irked me about it. This might be the dub, or it might even be the writing's fault. But it's like they're like, "Oh, this is like an urgent thing, right?"
Yeah.
But this is an urgent thing in time travel. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I know, right? Because you can't just go back again and do it again. Yeah.
Exactly. Or like.
And another thing that bothered me, I didn't really think about that, but one thing that bothered me is that, okay, so you go help out this person and they learn some sort of lesson, right? and then you wipe their memory, how are they supposed to learn from that lesson?
That was part of the hilarity I thought of it.
Yeah.
Like like I always thought like the one that got me was the Bindi episode with Dracula.
Yeah.
And like everyone's like, "Oh, thank you, Dracula. You're actually a good dude." And then they wipe the memory and leave, and you don't see the pitchforks come out.
I know, right?
Like they look and they see everything's on fire, and then they see Count Dracula, and they just put 2 and 2 together.
That's funny.
Also Bindi. Bindi's also really. Oh, Bindi and Murloc.
Yeah, I also like Murloc. Murloc's pretty funny.
Those are a great combination of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Just how Bindi's just always jealous of Sarah, and like how much attention that Murloc gives to her.
Yeah.
Oh, great! And his voice is also stellar.
Or Murloc?
Yeah, Murloc's voice
Murloc's
is pretty
really
good.
Funny. Yeah, I like how he like just falls everywhere. He's like, whoa! He's always like in the distance somewhere, and he falls down off a tree. Whoa!
Yeah, he's like, well, it's time for me to go help, and then he just busts his own ass.
Yeah.
You got anything else to say about characters, or?
What about time shifters? Do you have favorite time shifters?
Oh yeah. So I actually have them written down because I have so many.
Yeah, there's how many time shifters are there?
There has to be at least.
There's more than 20, I think, right?
There has to be at least 30. There's a lot.
Yeah.
And thank you to whoever did the Wikipedia post.
Oh yeah.
Because somebody did a Wikipedia post and named all the shifters and described all their cons and masters.
Yeah.
And powers, and I actually do appreciate that. And I was going through making this list. Doran. I really like Doran.
Doran's cool.
Doran's the ghost, right? The pumpkin ghost.
The pumpkin ghost.
So right when I saw his character design, I was like, "This is really cool."
Yeah.
I also like Jitterbug, just because I really like his power to make people dance.
Yeah, that's a cool power.
I
like his voice too.
Did he have a master?
Yeah, he had a master.
Did he? I just don't remember it.
I think he transformed twice. Once was with Talon when they were fighting. It was like an off episode. Like they weren't looking for a time shifter. And then he transformed another time, I think.
And then speaking of Talon, Talon's also up there.
Talon's cool.
I really like the fox fairy design of her.
And he's carrying that leaf,
the
little fan leaf thing.
Yeah. Coconut.
Yeah, Coconut's one of my favorites. I think he is my favorite.
Oh my goodness. Just the right and wrong little signs.
Yeah, I love those stupid signs.
And then
or he's like, Coconut.
And then my last one is Raldo. Raldo, which is the turtle. The turtle.
With the crystal.
Yeah, just...
I think it was like an error, because like when he does his master form, he says like ice breath. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like crystal breath or something like that.
Yeah.
Because we already have an ice. We have Mosby.
And Mosby, exactly.
Mosby is one of my... I like Mosby. Mostly because his voice actor is also the same voice actor as Jim Hopkins from Outlaw Star.
Oh, okay.
And that's my favorite anime. Or one of my favorites.
Okay. Do you got any ones I didn't name? And then, of course, I already mentioned Bixie. Not Bixie. What was it?
Bindi?
Yeah. Bindi. There you go.
Right,
Bindi.
so,
I really like Bindi. And Get Along. That was the one thing I was most disappointed, actually. I really like Get Along. Never got a Get Along master. And
I know.
I was really looking forward to it.
He didn't even get a con. Did you know that?
Well, apparently in the manga,
he has a
con.
Yeah.
Or she has a con. But I was just I was like, in the end, when he gets stabbed by the rose, and then
I thought that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I thought. Well, we can talk about that in episodes, but yeah, it was very like it built up something with Get Along, because like in one of the episodes he tries to I was gonna say digivolve. I was gonna say that, but he couldn't do it, and so you like it makes you think that like, oh, there's probably gonna be an episode
build up,
with some sort of something happens where he has to time shift, or not time shift. What do they call it? Shapeshift.
Shapeshift.
Yeah. So some of my favorites.
Well, actually, that's also before you start. That's also kind of lazy. But it's like, when they're good, they're shapeshifting, but then when they're when the evil, it's Petra shifting. Oh, yeah. You couldn't make up a different name for it.
All right. So some of my favorite shifters is Coconut. I think is my favorite.
Oh, Coconut's so cool.
Yeah, I like Bubblegum. I like the Cardians.
Oh, the Cardians are pretty cool.
Mosby. I really like Mosby. and Lynx.
So I forgot to put links on mine. I actually thought they were pretty cool if like I was a bigger fan of this anime. There's some really cool tattoos you can get of the shifters. Like I would be down to get if I was a bigger fan of it, if I liked it more.
Get a coconut tattoo.
Like a coconut tattoo would be so cool.
Yeah, him holding like a okay or something.
Yeah, or like a Raldo tattoo would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
If I was a bigger fan, I would for sure. Like if I grew up with the anime, maybe, and I loved it as a kid, maybe I would have got a tattoo of one, or seriously considered getting a tattoo of it. But yeah, the designs of the shifters were like usually besides the dubbing of it, what kept me coming. I was like, I wanted to see what the next design was, and I don't think any of them really let me down. Maybe Elekin. Elekin looks kind of
even his master form is not that great.
Yeah, and then I think he's the only one where I really didn't like. Muscles is kind of whatever too.
Yeah, he's like a weight or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Nightcap is another one that I like. He's like a tapir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And he doesn't get a master. Like, there's a lot of like good ones that didn't like get like any kind of master. Like,
well, like Shadow's master is like super lazy. Like Shadow's master is just his con, but with a better face.
With a not angry face.
Yeah, exactly. And then the one that you pointed out to me when you were watching it was Mosby and
Dipper.
And Dipper.
They're like exactly the same.
Yeah, but then I love the fact that they threw in like, oh, they're brothers.
So, yeah, it's kind of covering their ass. Like, yeah, like we know these guys look the same, so we're just gonna say that they're brothers.
And how cheap is it that all right? So Mosby is just ice, but then Dipper is like water and heat
and fire.
Yeah, and fire. So it's like you'd think there'd be like a third one.
Oh yeah.
They couldn't make a third brother.
Like wind one or something. Huh?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things that I had a problem with the shifters is that not all of them had a master. Like Get Along is the biggest one. Like the biggest one. That why didn't we get one? She's been along the whole anime, and she doesn't get one. It's like kind of disappointing.
That's what kind of kept me driving at the end. I was like, I really want to see Get Along master.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I really wanted to see Doran master. I wanted to see what for me, my Get Along was Elfin. I wanted to see Elfin master.
Oh man.
Like I think they did show it. Like I think Dr. Goodman showed like on the computer screen. Like, oh, this is what you'll look like, Elfin. But he never actually did it.
Yeah.
So that was really disappointing.
I don't even know how he could even. What would he do with his power?
I know he makes toys. I don't know what he would do.
I don't know. Maybe be like a trap master and throw out.
Oh yeah,
traps.
That'd be cool.
There was one I forget now who it was. That Elfin one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right.
And Monk. Monk didn't have
Monk didn't get one.
I loved Monk.
Man.
That's another one of my favorite shifters is Monk, and he didn't get one. And what's the one from Knuckles?
Knuckles didn't get one. Because even his con looked really good. Actually, he was like the only exception where his con really looked cool.
Yeah, and it was completely different.
Even though it was like a generic dragon, like it didn't look like a monster. He looked like an actual cool dragon.
Yeah.
And dang, I can't believe he didn't get a con either. That's a master.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping for episodes to end up to like either like Petra wins or like Petra stamps him. Oh. I was kind of hoping for like that kind of swerve in some kind of episodes, but I think I was hoping a little too much for that one.
Yeah, well, they did get Bindi, but that doesn't really count.
Exactly.
That's funny that you mentioned that because I recall when I watched this as a kid, I thought I remembered Petra winning one time, but I guess not.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you count the Raldo episode. Oh, I guess you technically her younger self won.
All right. So, do you have any least favorite characters?
Not really.
Do you like the Dark Lord?
he's whatever.
Yeah, he's kind of.
He's a children's villain.
Yeah, he's holding his mask.
Exactly.
One of my favorite lines from him is like, they're like he's like in like a fantasy with Petrofina, and he asks Petrofina for like, do you have a string? I'm tired of holding this mask.
But yeah, I don't think maybe Dynamite, because they're just like regular henchmen.
One of my favorite lines is from
Dynamite.
from Might, I think. But yeah, I guess I could see it.
Maybe them, because they're just generic henchmen. But like you said, like they're, even though I said the script is weak, the script does save those characters just because how funny it is.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, there's not really that many bad characters.
Yeah, I mean they're all.
I pretty much like everybody equally.
Yeah, they're all likable. I think what I have written down for it is also what I'd like change for this anime, is that some of the guest stars were really weak, and I would have liked more. I guess you could. We only have one episode to do them.
What, the Bugsy episode? I really thought that the person that they were gonna help would be Franz Kafka, because he wrote the Metamorphosis of the Butterfly, but it was some other guy I've never heard of.
That was also a really fun part of like, okay, who's gonna be in this episode? Yeah. I know you have the game, but like Okami deals with a lot of Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those characters in Okami were actually in this game too.
Or in this anime.
Yeah, this anime. In this anime also.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I know that person. I vaguely know this person.
Yeah.
So it's like the princess from Talon's. No, it wasn't Talon. There's a princess in one of them. The one where it's the Jitterbug episode.
Oh, okay.
There's a princess in that episode, and then she's like a big character in Okami.
Yeah.
And then the guy in not Muscle, the swordsman,
Monk's episode.
Monk's episode. That guy plays a really funny part in Okami.
Okay.
And then you got like Nobunaga,
Mm-hmm.
which is fucking always a classic. Who's your favorite guest star? Would you say?
I don't know.
I really liked.
I liked Mozart
and Beethoven. That was my choice. I really liked those two. But I think those were the only like really the Babe Ruth one was pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
The Marco Polo one, it's kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
I think everyone pretty much, all the guest stars are kind of forgettable, and I wish they were just a little stronger.
Yeah, the Tapir one was, Nightcap, his one was kind of weak.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I guess, you're right. I guess the guest stars could have been a lot better.
Well, it was like...
Or better written.
Like, a lot of the Japanese folklore ones were cool, but maybe just because we're not... Like, I'm not really super familiar besides out of Okami with them. Like, those were, like, kind of some of the worst episodes, I think. Mm. And, like, their shifters kind of made up for it in those episodes. But, like, I can't demand... I don't know, like, it's kind of like if this was made in America and it's a lot of American history in it, you know? Like, I can't demand more American history from a Japanese anime, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we did get some. We got, like, what, Edison? Is he American?
Oh, yeah, Edison. Edison was in there. Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
The Wright brothers.
Oh, yeah, the Wright brothers.
Actually,
that's another one of my favorite shifters is Wing. Wing is cool.
I think that's it. I don't think there's any more Americans in there. Mm-hmm. So we head on to music. I
don't really like... Nothing really stands out in this anime, I don't think. They try to, like, emulate some of the music from the time periods that they're in.
Yeah.
But none of it really stands out to me.
The one that actually really does stand out to me is, like, almost like the Zelda type of music they have in there. So, like, when they succeed or fail at something, there's always, like, the little chime.
Yeah, the triumphant...
triumphant chime.
Yeah.
But then, like, how they do it, it's, like, the failing chime is like the start of the triumph, and then like the notes fall off.
Yeah.
So like kind of like that. I really enjoyed that, but other than that, the music is really like forgettable.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna upload any of those songs into my phone anytime soon.
Yeah. What about the theme song? Did we really talk about the theme song? Did you like it?
I skipped it most times. I'll be honest.
Did you?
With you.
I watched it every single time.
I mean,
my wife is pretty annoyed because this whole week I've been saying oonga boonga boonga, and she's been super annoyed with me.
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's catchy. It's just that I was
so
like,
90s.
Yeah,
90s anime.
But I was like, I just at points I was like, I just want to start getting like this minute. Yeah. It's saving me a minute by cutting this out. I'm just gonna cut it out.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, want to jump into episodes now? What's your favorites or least favorites?
All right. So I hinted at my favorite episode earlier. Mm-hmm. So my favorite episode. And I told you I didn't even finish the episode just because I couldn't stop laughing and I couldn't just get through it. It was a Cave Boy Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my goodness. So, just how like cheesy sad that episode is made me laugh. So something about it just made me laugh so hard. Of like, who was the shifter was what's his name in there? The guy that makes presents.
Elfin. So
it's Elfin. And just like the first shot of the girl praying, like, oh, please have my mommy come back. And I was like, wait, what? And Elfin's like, oh, are you happy? She's like, no. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then, so what made me, the part that I had to tap out was when they go back to the past to find out what happened to her mom. Mm. And they see like the French Revolution happening, and they're like, "Oh wow, this is astonishing!" And like a building falls on her mom, and they're like, "Oh my goodness!" And then they're like, "All right, well let's." Oh, and then they find out like the mom has amnesia, and they're like, "Oh, now we know where her mom is. All right, let's go back to tell her." Mm-hmm. And then it just shows the same footage of them flying through the warp, but reversed flip mirrored. Mm-hmm. But what got me was Sarah's smiling face. It's like, you just saw the French Revolution, these buildings on fire, this woman get crushed by a building, and you just sitting there smiling. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, it was like, I couldn't, I was crying. It was, oh my goodness. So I had to, like, I gotta go to the next episode. It's not gonna top this.
You didn't see how it ended?
No, I was like, I can't.
Yeah, they ended up telling her like where her mother is, even though that kind of disrupts the flow of time. Uh-huh. And I guess like they're like, oh, I guess nothing happened, so we'll just leave it at that.
Did she ever reunite with her mom? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The mom ends up remembering her. I forgot how, but she ends up remembering her.
Right. How about your favorite episode?
So, my favorite episodes are built around the one-liners that I like.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So, the first one that I wrote down was the Eldora episode. This is the one where everything turns into gold. And, like, the conquistadors or whatever are, like, going crazy for the gold. My favorite, the one-liner that I like from that thing was when they go into the cave where, I think the Incans people? Like, and Flint's like, oh, this is a nice cave. And then the Incan leader is like, what does he say? He's like, oh, yes, I built the torches myself. I like interior decorating. So that one made me crack up so much.
Oh, there's great one-liners in this anime.
Yeah. I mean, for me, personally, I really love dumb one-liner jokes. So this anime was kind of a fun watch for me. And another my favorite line is something that Might says in the Cardian episode. It's like, I think the Cardians are saving the cat from the tree, and Dino and Might are watching, and Might said, "Oh man, these Canadians are pretty cool."
These Canadians, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite line. I cracked up so much for that stupid line. That's more credit than that line deserves.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? That sounds like when they were doing like ADR when they were recording, that he slipped up.
Oh yeah,
and
maybe.
said Canadians, and they were like, no, keep that in there.
Yeah. That could have been it. That could have been the case. Do you have any more favorite episodes?
Not really. There, a lot of them for me were like a slog to get through.
Oh yeah.
The BindyCon episode was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's it. A lot of my favorite episodes just revolve around my favorite shifters, just because it introduces them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no episodes like, except for the Cape Boy Christmas, where like it really stood out to me as a really good episode.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think after that episode, there's a string of like 5 episodes in a row that are like really good. I thought they were really good.
Uh-huh.
And then like after those 5 episodes, they kind of like slipped back into like mediocrity.
Yeah. So, do you want to go into worst episodes now?
I don't have anything for worst episodes.
No?
Because there's too many that I didn't like.
I guess all of them are pretty similar in structure.
It's the same formula for almost every episode. It just depends on who your shifter was that episode that made or break it. Like Ellie Kid, like the Ellie Kid episode, kind of boring because I don't like Ellie Kid.
Yeah, I wrote that my least favorite episodes were the ones where they didn't introduce a new shifter.
Okay,
so like the episode where Rocky and Miss Ino like go on a date.
Stupid.
Yeah, a lot of those episodes are pretty skippable for me, at least.
Yeah, I can see that. I can't fault you for that one. Like I said earlier, a lot of them depend on the strongness of their shifters, and if there was no shifter in that episode,
it's kind of boring. And it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see a new shifter.
Exactly. Do you got anything else in your?
No, that's all I have for episodes. All right. So, one thing that I wanted to mention before we get onto accessibility is that this anime sometimes has like weird like dialogue choices, and it doesn't fit with what like the characters are doing or reacting to. Like the biggest one for me is there's an episode where Miss Ino, who is also Petrofina, if you don't know.
No, for real?
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. They're the same person, but Miss Ino is making them run laps, right?
Yeah.
And Tony's been complaining and stuff, right? And Miss Ino, I think, sees him complaining, and she's like, "Oh, run 20 more laps or something like that." And Tony makes a face like, "What?" Like he's making like his voice, his face is like his mouth is big and all this stuff, and he's making what, like that kind of face.
Yeah.
But what he says in the English dub is yes, Miss Ino, and it doesn't fit at all. He's like making like a gasping, like, "Are you serious?" kind of face, but he says something, and I think they did that just to teach kids not to talk back to adults. Maybe
that's so weird.
I think that has to be the reason.
We'd have to see the Japanese. So like, what if he did say something right there? Like I did like earlier, I accused them of just adding stuff in there. Like, for what we know, there was something there, and they just added. Yeah. They added it in there. Mm-hmm. Like you said, it would have been better if he was like, "Huh?"
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like you said, there's like a lot of weird choices they made in here.
Yeah.
And that just comes down to like the dubbing techniques of the day.
Yeah. Where like
nobody was watching and nobody was caring.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed is I think there was like 3 people that were involved in writing the script.
Oh yeah, like I kept seeing the same.
Yeah, there was like 2 names, and then there was a girl. There was 2 guys and 1 girl that was writing the episodes. And sometimes it was both of them together. Sometimes it was just one person.
Right.
Yeah, so it's maybe that kind of made it.
Yeah. The
continuity made it kind of weird.
Yeah. The also like stuff they couldn't get away with today, or they wouldn't allow, was like how Petrofina's in her leather outfit. Like I don't think that would cut it today. Like. Like it wouldn't get dubbed,
and some things were kind of like blown off. Like in the very first episode, like Petrofina, like I think she got hit by something, and she lands in the catamaran, and she's like full spread eagle in front of Dino and Might, and they're covering their eyes. So that's something that I I don't think that would cut it in today's standards.
Oh yeah, that's what you can tell. It's early 2000. Like, I don't know how they would edit it now. Like they'd try to edit it somehow or like cut that. Like there's like weird stuff that they don't show.
There's a lot of cuts in this anime.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if they cut it or that's how it was produced.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, we haven't seen the original Japanese version, and I wouldn't doubt that because there's like a lot of weird transitions. I already mentioned it back in cinematography where it should have been. It was like the Jitterbug episode, like they're in the palace, and then the next scene they're in the jail. Like, they didn't even show them getting arrested or anything. And you show them like running out, and then somehow they're in jail the next scene.
Yeah,
like there's something missing there, and I feel like a lot of the time in this anime, the cuts were made maybe for time, and there are chunks. There's some times where like the last shifter to appear was like completely random.
Oh yeah, that's another big complaint that I had with this is Orbit is actually pretty cool, and it would have been nice to have an episode about Orbit, but he just like shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, I swore I missed something.
I know, like, I thought I missed something too. I went back and like I had to have missed an episode with Orbit.
Yeah, like it just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and then they kind of tried to save it by just Flint saying like, "Oh, aren't you the time shifter Orbit?" Wow.
Yeah, that really threw me off. That threw me through a loop, actually. Another general thing that not really about this anime, but I just thought it was really funny. Like I mentioned to you earlier, like have you ever seen the anime Mayor before?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I did look it up after you asked me.
Yeah, where it's not essentially the same thing, but the dad's role of becoming he becomes a stone axe.
Yeah,
and then in Mayor, his dad becomes it's a ball and hammer.
Yeah,
and it's like almost essentially like the same premise of it.
Yeah,
and I just thought like right when I seen it, like I thought it was pretty fun. I want to do Mayor one day. It's just it's so long.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's 125 episodes.
Oh wow. Yeah, we'd have to do seasons with that one.
Yeah, but it's actually a really cool.
We could do like Mar and March or something.
March, but yeah, it's a really neat anime.
One thing I don't know if this has to do with like cinematography or art style or whatever, but they show Flint's underwear a lot in this anime too. It's
that's weird.
Yeah, like it kind of made me like uncomfortable. why are we seeing this little kid's underwear?
I know that they made there's a lot of weird choice. I mean, I bet in the Japanese version there's a lot of like there might be a lot of weird panty shots for some weird reason. Maybe because maybe kids find panty shots hilarious or something. But like again, like I thought at one point it's like maybe I should go look up the Japanese version.
Yeah. But
I was like, I can barely sit through this. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. And I doubt you could probably find a sub for it.
Oh, like no one would care enough to.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would care enough about this anime to make a sub.
And I bet you 100% the DVDs don't have the sub on them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know if you know this or not, but a little bit about the sub community, but they have to license their voices out also in Japan. Really? So that's why like most Japanese like games, a lot of them only have dubs on them because they have to pay more to get the Japanese voice actors.
Oh.
Not to reprise their roles, but just to get the license to use their voices. They have to pay extra to get it. Oh. So it's just cheaper to make a dub.
Yeah, it's either you just do the dub or just get the Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it'd probably be more expensive to do both. So
yeah, exactly. I think now a lot of people say like it's lazy that they only have Japanese dubs in them now, but in a way it kind of is because they're just paying the extra money up front to do it.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there's a lot of people who don't like dubs and just rather hear the subs.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I can't really blame them. There's like some things, some dubs that are just
Yeah.
bad.
It's probably cheaper just to do a translation than to do a dub. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. So, you have any final thoughts about this anime?
Uh,
Yeah,
I
it
wish
kind of
was-
sums it
I wish
up.
yeah, I wish it was better.
Yeah, it'd have been nice.
That like any changes we would make, I wish it was better.
Yeah.
The I don't see, like, this is why, like, this me saying it makes it better kind of irks me, because I don't have any idea how to make it better.
Yeah.
Maybe like change the script a little bit more up. Structurally, they could have done better with it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's a kids anime,
Yeah.
so or it's made for kids.
I guess that I would say probably maybe make the continuity a little bit better. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Make everything just make more sense.
No, yeah, I can see that for sure.
All right, so we want to talk about accessibility.
All right, so Saban Entertainment and probably Sanrio don't own the rights anymore, so
Yeah.
anybody, you can just find it on YouTube without any guilt.
Yeah, we watched it on YouTube. Although there are a couple of episodes where the audio was kind of messed up.
Yeah,
I mean, it fixes itself at the end, but there's like chunks that are missing.
yeah. And then, like you said, it's a kids anime. If you can sit through the bad, which I think the charmingness of it is the bad dub.
Yeah.
And if you can sit through that, it's an okay watch.
Yeah. I definitely found it entertaining just because of the dub, the translation itself. Well, not the translation, but
The voice acting.
The voice
itself.
acting itself, yeah, is what got me through it.
Um,
Other than that, I think the only legal way to watch it is buying DVDs.
yeah, and good luck with that. I don't know how easy that even is to accomplish.
Yeah, I think from what I saw on eBay, you can get them, but there's not many listings.
Oh my goodness. We just ruined the listings for.
I know,
I'm
right?
running to go get them right now. The rewatchability of this anime, low.
Yeah, this is super low. I wrote that the only way I would rewatch this is if I had a kid and I wanted to show him some sort of anime that I watched when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, I guess that does make sense.
But I think I'd more likely like pick like Hamtaro or something than Flint.
Or like Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Or like Digimon. I'd probably show them also.
Yeah.
Before I even would consider Flint. Past this podcast, probably never gonna think of Flint again.
Yeah. I might think of it because I grew up with it a little bit.
I mean, it might randomly pop in my head one time, but like,
I remember bubblegum.
Bubblegum. Think when I get my first tattoo, I'll think about getting a
coconut tattoo.
Get a coconut tattoo.
Yeah.
All
right. So changes we would make. We kind of discussed this a little bit. Yeah.
Be better. Be better, Flint.
Better continuity.
So, this is the rough part. So, are you going to recommend this anime?
As much as I want to, if you like one-liners, go ahead and try a couple episodes. But I think our audience probably wouldn't like it.
Oh my goodness. So, if you could, like, kind of like how, Jay said, if you like cheesiness and you can stand the bad dub and find it as like almost like a diamond in the rough,
yeah,
I would recommend it. It's more of like if you're not watching with the kid, it's more of like an inside thing. If you know the insides of it, it makes it funny.
Mm-hmm.
But as a strictly like anime, maybe you watch it, get drunk with your friends and have a throw it on, have a laugh.
Yeah.
But other than that, I want to give it. So if I give it a low recommend, like it kind of like last week I said like a low recommend is like Ballroom, and I think Ballroom's a way better anime.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want to put.
That's something I would watch again.
Level. Exactly, it's something I would watch again.
Yeah.
No, I want to give it like a. It's like a recommend, but highly niche recommend.
Yeah, this anime definitely has its charms, but you have to be in the right mood.
Exactly.
And I don't know if anybody would stand watching all 39 episodes.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you could watch a episode here and there, and I think you'll be fine.
It's a slog to get through them, like, because there was so many episodes when I first started. I was like, okay, I need to get at least 5 episodes done in the morning, 5 episodes done when I get home, just so I have enough time to do other things.
It was kind of hard to find the time to watch all 39 in 1 week.
Exactly. I mean,
I had to sneak in at work and like watch on my computer a little bit.
Well, like I didn't have that problem with all the other anime that we had so far. I think that's a credit to it, or a discredit to it.
Yeah. Like
Soul Eaters is 52 episodes, and I demolished those episodes so quick. Like I had, I think I had planned, because it was our first one, like 2 weeks to finish it. And I finished it like in 4 days. Yeah,
I remember the first day you told me you were on episode 13 already.
Yeah, exactly. So I just like killed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
This episode is not that.
Yeah, definitely not that.
So personally, I'm gonna give it a not recommend, but a niche recommend. I guess.
I would agree with that.
I was gonna add a qualifier to that, but I don't think it even needs a qualifier.
One thing that I like to add is that the people that know about this anime and grew up with it, they love this anime.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's nostalgia. 100%.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you heard it here first. Flint the Time Detective is for only the elite anime watcher.
The cream of the crop anime watchers.
The upper crust of the anime watcher.
All right, Jay. So I believe it is my turn this week for anime.
Yep. My time has come.
Okay.
So what do you have for me?
So I had trouble deciding what this anime was going to be. I kind of want to go another comedy, but I don't want to do too many comedies in a row.
All right.
And then at the same time, I don't want to do too many dramas in a row.
Yeah.
And I felt like we only had I guess we had 2 dramas in a row, right?
With Scum's Wish and
Ballroom. Ballroom's kind of a drama, but it's more of a sports drama than anything.
Yeah.
And this one, I actually don't know the genre of it. This is an anime that I've been wanting to watch. It's on my list, and now that we have this podcast, it gives me a good reason
to watch it.
To go and watch it now.
So it's something you haven't watched before.
Yeah, something I haven't watched before. So it's an unknown commodity even to me.
Okay.
All I know is the setup, and I really like the setup.
Okay.
And it's the anime A Sunday Without God.
Okay. I haven't heard of this.
All right, so the elevator pitch for this anime is that one day God appears to man and says, "Hey everybody, it's me, God. I'm real, but I'm kind of in a pickle. Heaven's full, hell's full. There's nowhere for your souls to go. So I'm gonna cut everybody a deal. Everybody on Earth is gonna be immortal, and no babies can be born from this point on."
Oh, okay.
And the only way for you to die is you have to meet, they're called gravekeepers. There's certain people with special skills that if they bury you, you die. But once you're buried and you die, your soul goes nowhere. You're just done. Lights out.
Oh, okay.
And the story I'm pretty sure revolves around one of these gravekeepers.
So, is it I guess you don't know the genre,
I
don't
know the genre. I mean, it's part supernatural, I would assume.
Yeah.
Maybe, since anime, there's always going to be some kind of comedy in it.
Yeah. Or it could be some romance. It could have some romance.
Yeah, it could have some romance in it, exactly. Yeah. So, this
interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I've always wanted to check this anime out.
When did it come out? What year?
Had it been the 20-teens.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. Maybe 15, 14 maybe.
Okay.
But it's been on my to-watch list for, like, the longest time. And now I finally get a chance to actually...
You have a reason.
Yeah, exactly, to check it out.
All right. How many episodes is it?
I want to say 12.
Okay.
I want to say
12. So an easy watch.
Yeah, easy watch.
And is it on Crunchyroll?
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll, so that's super easy to find.
Okay. All right. That sounds good to me.
All right. Well, until next week, everybody.
So if you like us, you could leave a like on our SoundCloud. I know Aaron is working on the YouTube.
Oh, by the time this goes up, our YouTube will be functional.
Okay.
I don't know. Can you still make custom URLs for YouTube?
I'm not sure. I think you can.
It used to be really easy. Like, you just do it off the bat. I don't know if you need a certain amount of views before you actually do it. So I'm going to look into it right now. But if we can, it is going to be youtube.com/animecherrybomb.
All right.
And, hopefully it'll be up by the time this goes up. The primary way I would recommend to listen to this podcast would probably be through the SoundCloud.
Yeah. Since
Jay's usually in charge of editing it. Mm-hmm. So the SoundCloud will go up first before the YouTube goes up.
Yeah.
And I do prefer using SoundCloud because I can close my phone and
it'll still keep going.
It'll still keep going.
Yeah. All right. So if you like us, leave a like and give us some feedback. Do you have anything to add, Aaron?
Tell us your favorite shifter.
Oh yeah, tell us your favorite shifter and why it's coconut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, until next week, guys.
We'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys later.